So what has been some of the reactions from your new Forbes blog?
I've gotten a ton of page views. I've got over 10,000 people have looked at my blog. Several thousand more have looked at multiple times or multiple postings. I've gotten great feedback, lots of congratulatory notes from the industry. I'm not sure how many of my followers are looking at it. There's no way I can get at the specifics of who's looking at it, but I'd say I've had a pretty good reaction so far.
Okay, so in terms of the numbers, how have foam posits been doing since they started including new colorways and, various graphics that they've been adding to their sneakers?
I think pretty well. I think some of the graphics haven't worked, but I always talk about on my Twitter account that some releases are what I call commercial, meaning that they're large enough to really move the needle, to see them in the data. And foams, for the most part, are generally pretty small releases and aren't really commercial. They're highly valued, partly because they're small. They're available only in small numbers. So when you see a typical retro Jordan release is 100,000 to 400,000 pairs. Foams are in the 10,000s, if that. But anecdotally, it appears that most of the foams have done well, but not all of them have done well, just like with any shoe, with any color. There's always going to be an outlier that didn't do as well as the others.
So why do you think the numbers, are of producing the shoe is kind of small compared to, other Nike shoes?
I think Nike has really made a science of modulating the amount of product to demand, and making sure that there's always less supply than there is demand, so that shoes sell out quickly and people want to come back for the next one. So I think in this case they've decided that this shoe has relatively limited demand out there compared to, say, a retro Jordan, and what they don't want to do is overproduce and have to take markdowns on the shoe. So I think they felt that shoe needs to be a little bit more tight in its distribution.
Okay, so a lot of the foam posits have received a lot of criticism lately for certain designs, but do you think this can affect long-term sales of the model?
I don't. I think we may see fewer of the all-over prints and that kind of thing that I think people criticized. But I think Nike is, again, they're always reading very closely what the sales results are, and listening to the feedback that's coming from the community about what the people liked, what they didn't like, and they'll make changes in the future. But I think the foam franchise is strong.